guys won by double digits, but it was pretty tight there in the second half. They had that big run, obviously got it within 3. What was Coach Dawkins' message to you afterward?
He's a bit disappointed. We had multiple chances, to increase the lead. At one point, I think it was either 17 or 20, and we let them back in the game. We said before the game that they're a very dangerous team because they can shoot the 3 ball. So we didn't do a great job of covering that this game.
Darius, I know it's a team game, but you hit 1,000 career points tonight, and you also moved up to 5th all-time on UCF's career assist list. What does those achievements mean to you?
It means a lot. Accolades like that is hard to do nowadays. With the transfer portal, a lot of people don't stay at one school for 4 years. So, to be able to leave my mark on the program and school history is something big.
Spoke with Coach Fisk from Episcopal earlier today. He told me to tell you that the Twins were really happy with reaching this mark. I wanted to know, where was kind of your mind at coming into a game so close to that 1,000-point mark?
That was one of the least things in my work. Something I've always been able to do was score the ball. My teammates, they find me open for threes. I try to get them involved as much as possible. So, my outcome was honestly just to win. I don't really care about the points too much. Some nights is gonna go in, some nights it's not. So you just gotta be able to come out and compete.
Deebo, you grabbed 14 points tonight. You had 6 in the previous 3 games. What were you feeling on the offensive end that sparked that?
Really nothing, just excited to be out there, and I was just playing hard. That's all I could do, and luckily the ball was going in the basket for me today.
You guys have started 4-0 with this home crowd behind you, but now you go to neutral territory to face a top 25 opponent. What kind of test will this be for the team?
It's obviously going to be a big test. It's not something that we're new to. Obviously, we opened up with a top 25 opponent, and we're just looking to go 1-0. Our coaches are going to do a great job with the scout, and we're going to watch the film and execute and learn from this game and see what we have to work on.
Obviously, a closer game, like you said, than you guys wanted. What do you guys want to work on defensively looking forward to the tournament as you do face that bigger competition?
Definitely got to work on not fouling. They got to the bonus, I believe, at like the 11-minute mark, 12-minute mark, they got to the bonus. So I think Wisconsin's a pretty good team at that. So, going into this next game, we have to work on not guarding without fouling. And just no threes. Once again, that's something we struggle with this game and the past few games. So.
Deebo, you obviously had the hot hand, offensively. What do you see your role being on the team this year? Like, what are you known for?
Really just bringing experience and then knocking down shots when I'm open. But other than that, really just defending, doing a lot of stuff that don't show up in the scorebook.
Darius, do you guys think you've played your best game yet, or do you
Not even close. Not even close. Defensively, I think we've had some great games this year. Offensively, we had some pretty decent games, but we haven't had a game where we, hung our hats on defense and we were able to execute offensively and play like we want to play.
You guys shot it well from the perimeter against FAU and then 39% from beyond the arc tonight. Do you think you're starting to find some consistency with the deep ball?
Yeah, one thing we have on this team, we have a lot of guys who can shoot the ball and a lot of guys who can score. Obviously, we have guys coming back off of injury, so we're still building the chemistry and continuity together. But it's just a matter of time before we start putting all these pieces into place and completing our puzzle.
Deebo, I know you guys are upset maybe about giving up the lead, but to kind of beat back that run and re-extend it out, what does it say about this team and their ability to get in the paint, kind of scrum and get those points to stay in the lead in the locker room?
I feel like we're real resilient. Like, we've been in a lot of situations, so like we work on the stuff like everyday late game situations. So like we're prepared for like different runs. Like, obviously teams gonna go on runs. Like, we want to prevent that, but if it happens, like, we're prepared.
Both of you guys have played a lot of minutes at the college level. What's your message to Mustafa, who may have struggled tonight, but obviously has a big future ahead of him?
Next play, when we broke the huddle in the locker room, next play, that's all. He young, so like he gonna bounce back. We're not worried. Like, Mustafa, he got a lot of potential. He's a great kid. So next play for him.
How do you guys, as a team, want to capitalize on more of the second chance opportunities regarding rebounds?
I feel like we do a pretty good job of that. That was one of our emphasis going into this game. Offensive rebounding, and it's something we want to do every night. But I feel like some of those opportunities that we have, we try to force it up sometimes when we got guys on the perimeter who can shoot the ball very well. We just look for those kick out. You know, those are daggers when you get offensive rebounds and you kick them out for guys that can shoot. That hurts opponents. And when you can just start doing that and putting those together, it'll create a huge deficit in the game.
Darius, I know at times in your career, you know, the team has looked to you to be one of the primary scorers. You can still do it, obviously. I know tonight you didn't, you know, you had the 1,000-point, but only scored 6. But how comfortable is it out there knowing that you got so many great scorers around you that it doesn't all have to be on your shoulders?
It just makes my job easier. You know, I have a lot of guys who can also score from the perimeter. You know, last year was a little bit more packed in the paint. Now I can kind of get into the paint, distribute, and trust my guys to make open shots. And, you know, once they start doing that, you know, defense is going to start leaning there more, and then I can just find my own rhythm and find my own shots.
You guys are almost double Tennessee Tech's rebounds. What did you guys practice kind of before the game to lead up to that?
I don't really think it was anything that we practiced. We knew that they were a little bit smaller, so we tried to take advantage of that. And, you know, we got 22 offensive rebounds, which is probably a season high right now for us. And we just want to keep building on that. We know that, you know, they were small, so we want to take advantage of it.
And then kind of follow-up question on that. I would see particularly you, DJ, kind of get switched up on one of their bigger guys despite them being a smaller team. Kind of in your mind, how do you handle that mismatch, especially knowing one of your big guys might be covering somebody that they're typically not going to be covering?
Me personally, I like guarding the big guys because I get a chance to be more physical. You know, it's kind of hard to be, you know, physical with guard your size throughout the game, but you know, the refs let the smaller guards bump with the bigs. But you know, with the bigs guarding the perimeter, they just have to use their length. Like for Mustafa, for an example, he's 7'2", long arms, a super long wingspan. So you know, we just have to talk to him as his teammates. You know, tell him to trust his help, and we got to tell him where we want him to send the ball.
Tennessee Tech was able to go out on that 15-3 run late, but you guys withstood it. What was the message from Coach like in the huddle to keep you guys together?
We just had to, you know, keep our composure. You know, the three ball is a dangerous thing. You cut a lead down in a blink of an eye. So, you know, they hit a few threes, and they brought the lead down. You know, as a team, we have to be better. You know, building a lead, you know, we can't get complacent, you know, let people come back and get open shots. So that's something we're going to learn and watch film on.
So what do you guys think it needs to happen this weekend to have success in this Greenbrier tip-off?
We got a mentality. We go every game 1-0, so that's what we're going into. Not when 12 o'clock hit tonight, we putting this win behind us and we're getting focused on Wisconsin.
For a team with obviously a lot of new guys, how important do you think like the first road trip's going to be? You know, you're playing in a different environment. I know it's a neutral court for everybody, but it's be a good bonding experience, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good bonding experience. You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, West Virginia's a little close to home for me, so I'm pretty sure I have some family come out to support. But, you know, just as a team, we got to go on the road and just, you know, we're all we got. You know, we don't have any fans. Like Nation isn't behind us, you know, getting loud. So that's where you really have to trust each other, and that's where you really build those bonds and those team chemistry right there.
Darius, back to the 1,000-point mark. How proud are you that it occurred in a night uniform your entire career being a UCF night?
I'm super excited about it. You know, I wouldn't want to play for anyone else or anywhere else. You know, Coach Dawkins has been great to me ever since I got here as a freshman. He's always trusted me. He's helped me, and I've grown every single year. And you know, my accolades and stats can prove that.
I know your focus obviously been on Tennessee Tech, but Wisconsin, they've been a perennial tournament team. You guys know anything about the team you're facing on Friday night?
I've watched a little bit of them. You know, I think I watched who they play recently.
UTRGVs.
No, the one
Last
before
night?
that. Arizona, yeah. I watched a little bit of the Arizona game. I have to go back and watch that. I know one of the kids had 40 and shot a lot of free throws. I heard they're really good free throw shooting, drawing fouls and percentage-wise. So, you know, I feel like that's probably gonna be a big emphasis going into these next few practices is make sure we're guarding without fouling.
One more question. Y'all good?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.